say gang leader Romeo Blackman is not only responsible for the barbershop murder, but several others in Inglewood. He and 4 others are alleged members of a street gang known as the Goonie Boss. They face federal racketeering charges for a 3-year reign of terror in Inglewood that involves 11 murders.
Goonie members and their associates murdered and assaulted rivals, stole guns to arm themselves, violently prevented witnesses from cooperating with law enforcement.
What it do, YouTube? What the motherfucking business is? Now, I just want to make a real quick video, you know, touching on the deadliest, the most brutal, the most violent, the most bloodiest, the most cutthroat, the most gang that has the most murders within the whole Chicago. Now, before I start this off, man, I ain't trying to touch on how cool this shit is, because ain't nothing cool about none of this shit that I'm about to speak on or relate within this video, you know. But shout out to Chicago, man. I hope that one day, within not just Chicago but the world, man, we can all come together, stop the violence, stop the bullshit, man, and let's finally live life for once and for all, man. But it was 23 members of the Goonie Boss gang, which is a clique whose members are all gangster disciples out of the Inglewood neighborhood in Southside Chicago. They were all indicted on 11 murders. Now, it all started with 3 of the members, one being the leader. You know, one night they stole a Jeep and they drove it into a gun store, making their way out with 18 handguns, 1 rifle, and 1 shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Now, their reputation held fear because they were known to kill every rival they ever had. You know, they killed every op they ever had, everybody who's ever came across them and played with them in a way. As a result of them having beef, you know, they got rid of them, you know, whether they were shot, whether they were killed, they got rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's even said by the laws that almost every rival they ever killed, they stole their gun off their dead body right after they killed them. You know what I'm saying? Now, and boys get cutthroat with some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's some real cutthroat shit, man. Now let's get into the big dog leaders of the Goonie Boss gang, which is Old Dog, T, and Nate. 2 of them, who were brothers, you know. They've been involved in a long, deadly war with Push Squad and T-Love. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Goonie Boss plan was to take out everyone and get their territory. You feel what I'm saying? Now, 4 years before being indicted, Old Dog was approached by a Chicago Police Department with concerns after having knowledge that he and his brother were going to get killed by other rival gangs. He told CPD he ain't worried about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, the police were hearing that their rivals were blaming Old Dog for many shootings, and they wanted their get back ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So they basically was hearing that, man, you know, the same motherfuckers that y'all over here shooting and killing on, these motherfuckers tired of that shit, bro. They know it's y'all. They finna come back and get y'all. Now, me having the love and respect that I got for your peoples, you know, your aunties, your cousins, your mamas, whoever it would be of us going to school, I'm gonna alert them on their nephews and their sons and how they out here about to lose their life over the shit that they doing, you know, just out of respect that I got for their people. So that was one of them situations that the police had dealt with, you know what I'm saying? So they encouraged their family to encourage Old Dog and his brother to jump on a Greyhound and go to Minnesota and stay with their family. You know what I'm saying? It was even once said that as soon as they left, the violence had stopped. But when they came back, it was more murders than an ISIS party, man. God damn. Now, Old Dog, who was then 19, was #1 on police's top 10 list of suspected murderers. Now, out of 11 murders they were all indicted on, Old Dog did 7 of those murders on his own. The feds even stated how they watched them celebrate on Facebook Live after the killing of a rival in 2016. They even watched them on live after they ran the Jeep into the stolen they ran the stolen Jeep into the store to get them guns, and they posed with the guns on Facebook Live. Now, the feds was watching all this shit. Now, it's funny how they ain't just swoop in on them, they was just watching them, you know, adding on to the bullshit. So it's fucked up how the feds will let you keep killing. It's fucked up how the feds will let you keep doing this dirt and let you doing this bullshit out here. You know, they can possibly cause the lives of others, you know, just for them to get more years on you. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's fucked up how that shit go, dog. Now, a few days after the gun heist, one of their members was shot and killed, and he had one of the stolen guns on him when the police had searched his body, you know, seeing that he was when they were called to the scene of a homicide. You know what I'm saying? Now, that led to them being arrested for the gun heist. You know what I'm saying? It's even rumors that it's been rumors in Chicago that the feds had dropped crates of guns in these certain neighborhoods within Chicago, but I don't believe that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's known to the it's known in Chicago, to the Chicago police, that a lot of Chicago gangs throughout the Midwest have went throughout the Midwest, not only Chicago, but throughout the state of Illinois, the state of Indiana, you know, the state of Missouri, and Wisconsin, and even Idaho and Iowa, you know what I'm saying? And they was hitting these gun stores, you know, doing these famous smash and grabs with these cars and these stolen vehicles, you know, running the stolen vehicles into these gun stores and leaving out with all type of guns, you know what I'm saying? Now that I can believe more than the feds dropping fucking crates of guns in the city of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Now, old dog even had someone to go to Michigan to buy 9 guns and bring them back. You know what I'm saying? Now, old dog was involved in the killing of a 38-year-old inside of a barbershop. The same barbershop that was featured in Spike Lee's movie Chirac. You know what I'm saying? He's also involved in the killings of a 21-year-old man, a 24-year-old man, an 18-year-old man, a 25-year-old woman, a 26-year-old man, and a 19-year-old man. One of the men was killed in the hallway of his apartment building. You know what I'm saying? The woman was killed as she sat inside her car. 4 other men was killed as he saw them while he was lurking, you know, looking for motherfuckers to come get at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these hits were retaliations. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these hits were motherfuckers who had something done to other members of the Goonie Boss gang. You dig what I'm saying? Now, it said that the man who was killed in the barbershop was a revenge hit also, you know what I'm saying, for a fallen Goonie Boss member. Now, it said that a man walked inside and shot and killed his target. The same man that went into the barbershop and killed the man, you know, he was also involved in a brutal car crash right after a high-speed chase inside of a minivan that left 1 woman dead and 12 injured. You know, that man was only 16 years old, dog. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, old dog was said to have killed 7 victims in only 2 years, and his other Goonie Boss gang members committing 4 other murders in the same 2-year span. You know what I'm saying? Now, one out of the 23 members is serving a state sentence. You know what I'm saying? The 19-year-old is charged with the murder of a 26-year-old who was killed while walking. Now, out of the 23 members that were indicted within this Fed case, it's only one that's doing a state sentence. You know what I'm saying? Now, a 34-year-old was killed by Goonie Boss gang in 2016 on 74th and South Morgan. A 19-year-old was killed by Goonie Boss gang 2 days right before that. You know what I'm saying? A 34-year-old who was killed a week before those 2 other murders took place, you know what I'm saying, by Goonie Boss gang. A 38-year-old who was killed by old dog in 2016, just a month before those other 3 murders happened. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was back to back with this shit. You know what I'm saying? A 19-year-old who was killed by old dog in 2016. A 26-year-old was killed by old dog in 2015. A 25-year-old was killed by old dog in 2014. An 18-year-old was killed by old dog in 2014. A 24-year-old was killed by old dog in 2014. A 21-year-old was killed by old dog in 2014. Now, all these murders were days, weeks, months apart. You know what I'm saying? The shit get hectic within, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, this probably got to be the most deadliest gang, the most brutal gang. All these people have been sentenced and charged and sentenced within all this shit. You know, they all in the feds except for one. They serving the state time within this shit, you know. Now, the shit get hectic, man. The shit get real hectic, man. The police even once said, man, all the murders that were being committed within this had to do with this, you know. Like, don't let these 11 murders that they got locked up and charged for fool y'all, man. We believe that they've been convicted and they've done committed way more murders than just this, you know. It's believed to have said that once all this stopped, a lot of murders within Southside Chicago has been put to a halt. You know, a lot of the violence and the crime has been down since of them being incarcerated and locked up for this shit, man. But the Goonie Boss gang gotta be Chicago's most deadliest, most wildest, most brutal, most bloodiest, most treacherous gang ever.